In this video, we will learn about prototype function. And the learning objective of this video are that the student will know about prototype function, and then they know the usage of prototype function. So let us start by discussing what is prototype function. Prototype function is the declaration of function. There is no detailed operation inside of prototype function because it's only declaration. You may take analogy as the declaration of variable, where you have to put the prototype function. You can put the prototype function just after the namespacing. Let us see this example. So this program actually the same as the previous example in previous chapter. However, the order of the written function, it is different. So I put the main program before the function. But in the example of the previous video or the previous chapter, I write the function before the main program. However, in this example, before the main program, I write the prototype function, and this is the prototype function. So what is prototype function? As you can see here, that it is the declaration of the function, and it will leave the detail of the operation inside of the function. So you can see this one is just the same as the header of the function. So you can see that this is void at, this is also void at, and here two parameters for function add, and this is also two parameters of function add, but we don't have any variable of this parameter. We just mention the data type. Okay, so this is the prototype function. And then if we leave this prototype function or we delete this, then when you call add in the main program, this will give you error. This is also when you call subtract and power. Why? Because the flow of the program execution in your program, it will comes from the first line and it is going down to the next line. And if you don't have this, when you reach this function call add, then the compiler doesn't know or doesn't recognize what is this, because you don't have the function, and also you don't have the prototype function or the declaration of the function. So this will be error. However, if you put this prototype function, then you can call this function add, even though up to this line the compiler do not know what is the detail of the add, but the compiler know that there is function add and the detail is in here. Okay, so what is the use of prototype function? It tells the compiler about the list and format of the functions inside a program. And then the second use is to avoid function call before its declaration. So in this second use, we will have this example. This is the use of prototype function, especially for the second use, which mentioned in the previous slide. So you can see here that I go back to this is the old fashioned, or uh, this is the previous example which I have in the previous video, that I put the function to, the detail of the function before the main program. But here I do not write the main program, only the function. And then here, this is the new one which I have the prototype function, and it is followed by the detail of the function, and then the main program will be written after this function. This is also okay. You can write the detail after the main program, or you can write the detail before the main program. This is also okay. However, I have this prototype function before the detail of the function. So let us call this is the old and this is the new. This is the old style and this is the new style, because it's from my previous video, and this is in this current video. So let us see here that in the add function I have this function call, subtract function call. So because the flow of the program execution is from the first line and go down to the next line, then up to this line, when I call this function subtract, the compiler doesn't recognize what is subtract, because there is no declaration, or there is no detail of the function subtract, right? So this will be error. However, if you have the prototype function just like this, when you call subtract inside of the function add just like this, then this is okay. This is okay, because the compiler know that there is function with the name of subtract. Even though up to this line the compiler may not know the detail of the subtract, but it knows that there is function with the name of subtract, and the detail will be in here. Okay, so that's the use of prototype function. And now I hope you can answer this quiz. Where should we put the prototype function after the name spacing? Okay, and then is there any benefit of using prototype function? Yes, of course. It will avoid function call before it is declared. Is prototype function compulsory? No, this is not compulsory. You can see my old style, there is no prototype function, and that's also okay. Your program will run without any error. Okay, so that's all for this video, and we will see the next video.